down the line, this is a really interesting time. We're recording this in August of 2022. The tide has changed a little bit, right? We're seeing some different winds, and it's not the same game as it was even 6 months ago. So I'd love to have a little bit of input on and some of your insight. Like, what are you seeing? Because I think there's some people who are going to sit on the sidelines. I think there's some people who are going to take this next 12 months and probably dive in. But I'd love to hear kind of what you're looking at and what you're seeing, and then your opinion on that.
So let me start by saying that I started in this business in the wake of the Great Recession. So I didn't get crushed by the Great Recession. But if I was 3 years older, I'm confident I would not be sitting here having this conversation, right? Because how would I? I would have moved to California in 2004 and been like, real estate's amazing. Everyone's making hand over fist money. I would have no systems and processes. I would have no filter to know what would be a bad deal. And I probably would have gotten murked just like everybody did with bankruptcy and all that stuff. But I was not 3 years older, right? So I was born into this 2010 moment where it's like everyone was saying, back the truck up. This is that moment in your generation. Now, the thing is, I didn't have a big truck, right? I didn't have confidence. I didn't have a network. I didn't have knowledge. I didn't have deal flow. I didn't have any. But what was cool is that I worked on all those things. When I said I went all in, it was all in on those things, acquiring those things. By 2014, the deals I saw at that time were better than the deals I saw in 2010 because my network, my knowledge, my confidence grew faster than the most pronounced recovery in the history of commercial real estate. And that's why this game is so cool, because it works all the time. So if you're listening to this right now and everyone's like, this is that moment, it might be that moment for Eric and Ben because they have develop those things. But if you are not there yet, go all in on education because this game always works. Trust me, I was there when people are saying, you're going to miss the opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm here to say, that's not real. That's what I was talking about with the difference between software and real estate. It always works. So go all in and it will always give you a result. Now, as far as that's concerned, as far as like, getting at that out of the way, this is an incredible opportunity if you know what you're doing. And so I am really excited about this. Now, I've been through a couple of these kind of cycles where everyone looks at the chart and they see that prices went down by 30% in 2008. And if you're recently getting into this business, you look at the chart and you go, dang, how fun would it have been to buy back then? But you may not know what that is like. What that is like is your friends are going through divorces. People are having their kids come home from college early because they can't pay. Everyone's losing their jobs. Every article is about the spiraling, never-ending foreclosure nightmare. It is not fun at all. And by the way, the money that you think you had to invest is now being frozen for whatever. It's just not the way you think it's going to be. It's much more like this. Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be nice if there's a correction? Hey, all of the businesses in America can't have people come to them. And you go, well, this isn't what I meant. Well, guess what? It's what it's always like. Some version of I not like this because it's not fun. So this version is particularly interesting when it comes to real estate because it's interest rate related. But, I just talked to an operator that has $1 billion of multifamily within a 40-mile radius, hyper localized, hyper specialized, hyper who not how business plan. And what they're seeing right now is that agency debt is coming back, far less leverage, far less risky, all things being equal, and a similar return profile. So, but very interestingly, they're buying a $30 million property. They have to also lower leverage and also raise the capital expenditure. So they're buying $30 million property. They're raising $20 million for this property.
Ooh,
But it's
crazy.
probably going to produce like a 2x over 5 years. So it's like, wow, if I was willing to do a 2x over 5 years 3 years ago at 75% LTV with the capital expenditure being leveraged, certainly I would be willing to do it at 55% now with the capital expenditure not being leveraged at a lower purchase price. So that's the way this game works. And if your listeners, if you want me to kind of go into more detail in terms of what some of those terms mean, I'm happy to do it, but that's the state of the market right now.